veteran players that you got here that you have for a few years that you're looking for to make that next step this year and take you guys where you need to be?
Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to forget somebody, so I apologize for anybody I don't mention. But just on the position player side, you just look at the guys that we lost, and who's going to fill those spots first with some of those veterans, and then obviously the young guys are going to be key components in trying to compete for those jobs too. But Adam Hackenberg again caught some for us last year. We lost Kyle Wilkie, who started an awful lot of games for us behind the plate. Adam Hackenberg is in a better place, went and played in the Cape, and he's a hard worker. He's a great kid, and he's got the tools to be a really good player at this level. He's going to be competing against Jonathan French. Jonathan French, one of the biggest recruits that we brought in, turned down a lot of money to come to school. Could have been drafted really, really high. Comes from one of the best high school programs in the country in Parkview High School. So those two guys are going to be really competing for that starting job behind the plate. I feel like Davis Sharp and Briar Hawkins, the two guys that are returners that got probably the most at bats coming back, they're better. They're in really good spots right now as far as on the offensive side of things. I feel like both guys are going to have big years for us. Chad Ferry played a lot for us at the end of the year. Chad went out this summer and played in the Coastal Plains League. He's stronger. His swing is better. He's a better defensive player. I think he's more mature. And I expect him to be able to compete for one of those starting jobs. We got a big shoes to fill, obviously, at shortstop. James Parker, again, went out and played this summer on the same team with Chad, was an all-star in the Coastal Plains League. So we expect James to be able to compete for that starting job. But he's gonna have some fierce competition because we got guys like Sam Hall. We all know what Sam Hall can do. Sam Hall is a veteran player now. He's a junior. He's played a lot of different positions for us on the field. It's kind of like wherever we need him, we put him. We're going to give Sam an opportunity to compete for the shortstop job. He wants to play shortstop, so we're going to give him that opportunity. But he'll also play some second base as well. And James will move around a little bit too. But those guys are, the two guys that I would say are probably going to be battling out that shortstop for that shortstop position. We got a true freshman also that's a middle infielder in Pierce Gallo, and he is a really good player. True freshman out of Walton High School, another really good program in Atlanta. Pierce is outstanding. It's going to be a really good play for us. And Max Starbuck redshirted for us last year, another middle infielder, had a good summer, going to compete for those middle jobs. Bryce Teodosio, Kier Meredith in the outfield, those guys are good players. They played a lot for us. We all know, Kier just got to keep him healthy. He's in a better place right now than he's ever been. He's a leader right now. He's kind of leading the clubhouse. He's leading the workouts. I just see a different demeanor with Pierre so far, and really look forward to seeing what he's going to be able to do for us in the fall, but we just got to keep him healthy. And T.O., if we can develop T.O. on the offensive side of things, he's one of the best defensive outfielders, and he's an incredible athlete. A couple other guys that have really stood out to me so far. Michael Green's back. Michael Green obviously had a great year for us last year, finished up really strong, was an all-star in the Coastal Plains League. And we've got some newcomers. J.D. Brock is a name that I think is going to be a really good player, left-handed pitcher, left-handed hitter. And Dylan Brewer. Dylan Brewer is a left-handed hitter out of Latta High School. Was the top-rated player in the state of South Carolina. We continue to get the best players in the state of South Carolina. Very proud of that. And Dylan is certainly one of those guys who's got a huge upside. Elijah Henderson's another young man, outfielder that was an all-star in the Coastal Plains League. Has played a little bit for us too. So Bo Mikowski's out this fall with an injury. Bo has played a lot for us too. So, we just got to wait and see where Bo's at when he's able to get back on the field and practice with us, but he's probably going to miss most of the fall due to injury.
What did he injure?
He hurt his shoulder in some of the ball, but he's going to be fine. It's not his throwing arm. So we feel like he'll be fine. He's just not going to be able to swing a bat for a while.
Matt Clark had a great season for you on the mound last year. You just told us that he did not play over the summer. He was trying to graduate. Is that a detriment at all, or could a little bit of a break from baseball actually be good for you?
Well, I would say on the pitching side of things, again, we try to base those decisions on whether they play summer ball or stay here just based on the amount of innings they pitch. We kind of have a certain a ceiling, a cap of innings that we want them to throw in a calendar year, and we felt like Matt had reached that. Matt's also had Tommy John surgery, so we felt like it was best to cap him and not let him go out and play this summer just to protect him and keep him healthy. So, and obviously we expect big things out of Matt, expect big things out of Davis Sharp. Carson Spire, Sam Weatherly is probably as good as I've ever seen him right now. And we got to get those two big horses back in Carter Radfield and Spencer Strider. Those guys are coming off surgery. They're rehabbing this fall. Keyshawn Askew looks really good right now out of the returning guys. Hennessy we know is going to be a factor in whatever role we put him in. So we've got a number of veteran arms coming back. Holt Jones, is another one. So we've got a lot of arms that are back, and some of these newcomers, we'll just have to kind of see how they do. I haven't seen, a lot out of them yet just because I've been focusing so much of my attention on the position player side. But I do look forward to seeing all those freshmen come out and pitch this weekend and see what they can do.
One player I wanted to ask you about is Davis Sharp. He was doing a role last year, playing at the infield, playing in pitching.
Yeah.
His back. What has he done this year working with the infield positions, and what are you going to have Matt outside pitching?
Yeah, well, we're going to have him hit all fall long. We'll probably protect his arm as much as we possibly can. So he may play some first base in the fall. He's pretty good at it. He's a big target. He's a good athlete. He can play the position for sure. And it's certainly going to be a possibility for us that he could play first base when he's not pitching. But, we're probably going to be ultra protective of him in the fall in terms of limiting the volume of defense for him. He'll take ground balls at first. We'll probably play him some in inner squads over there. But just trying to protect his arm and just all the volume on his body, trying to do both, pitch and hit, it wears on him. So we need to be very careful with him. He's going to hit. Who doesn't want to hit every day? So he's going to hit every day, and he's going to be a position player. He'll be limited a little bit probably on the pitching side just to protect him and get him ready for the spring, but he will pitch some. But I'll probably limit his total reps at first base just so we can take a load off the amount of volume that we put on his body.
You'll be scrimmaging Tennessee and Alabama this fall.
Yeah.
You've got Alabama here. The players seem really excited about that. How nice is it to have those scrimmages just to add a little bit of excitement to fall ball?
Yeah, again, it's all about competing for us in the fall. We're just trying to create as much of a competitive environment as we can here in our practices, in our inner squads, and we get the opportunity to play 2 games in the fall. So we started looking around back in the summer and started saying, okay, who do we want to play that we don't necessarily play in the spring that would be good for the fans and good for our players? And Tennessee and Alabama were 2 schools that we got in contact with, and very excited about having Alabama coming up here and playing us here and then going to Tennessee. So we wanted to give the guys an experience of going on the road and playing on the road, and we're going to go up and play Tennessee at Tennessee this fall, so we're real excited about it.